But the crazy guy on the internet. Let's do this. So today's date is the 30th of March 2026. Time now is 8:03 p.m. and I'm kind of getting critique, but let's deal with it. So you should know witchcraft in the Christian in any shape or form. All certain methods, no witchcraft ever given the Christian. In fact, no in any shape or form. Which policy now. Then I said I'm the most seven year. We're gonna have them, working for all of us. So this video is about the MMUKO hardware as a transformer. So again, I have kind of a configuration of the hardware. We're gonna have to swap it out. Push pull mechanism. We're gonna have a folding mechanism of a laptop. So because I can already fold like this, I'm gonna fold up and down. I'm trying to have a folding mechanism, a push and pull mechanism, a push to release mechanism, a push to release mechanism. Like we're gonna have CD trays, DVD trays, separate compartment. Gonna have the screen separate. Gonna have the keyboard separate. You're gonna have modes of configuration. So you're gonna have system. So I want to push of a button to realign the where it's picking up. Basically you're gonna have a laptop remote. You're gonna have I don't know, obviously you're going to have a kind of MMUKO Transformer, basically you're gonna have a BINGE mode, you're gonna have a play mode, and you're gonna have a rest mode, no work mode. You're gonna have a BINGE mode, a play mode, and the rest mode. So the play mode is usually the work mode, because you're gonna grinding yourself out. Basically, you're gonna have a MMUKO play mode, you're gonna have a BINGE mode, like watching a lot of movies. You're gonna have a rest mode. But the system has to be have to be able to fold into a configuration. Folds into a configuration, and this has to fold into a configuration. And by configuration, I mean you can have for break, life, and work. So break and living, it's not designed for work. No, it's designed for work, but minimal work. But it's all through the play mode. So the play mode is actually kind of still driving the kind of working. So you're gonna have a MMUKO binge mode, MMUKO play mode, and MMUKO rest mode for the system. But it's gonna be configuration. So again, the MMUKO computer, F from mic, F from mic, F from black kilo of us, you can separate into kind of three kind of configuration that can be by itself. You can configure it in a number of ways to have some kind of a tablet. So you can have a stylus with it. You can have some kind of components. You can have a remote. Basically, you're gonna have should I have a remote with a laptop? No, I don't think that's a good idea. Basically, you're gonna have something that's far away. So you're gonna have because it's a Benjamin, you're gonna have a remote, and the MMUKO is gonna have a remote, but you're gonna have a remote to kind of control the binging or the watching of the movies and stuff like that. But it's gonna be a remote to control something, and then you're gonna have the binge mode to sleep, watching movies, TV, on television, in your laptop. But it's a laptop basically. So the laptop is a physical laptop, and obviously, because laptop is physical, you have a physical laptop, and because this laptop will be there, you're gonna have the metaphysical internet. So you're gonna have the binge mode for light work. You're gonna have the play mode for playing games or working. But playing and working on a game, it's designed for work. Basically, it's a respect human rights for game of work, but you're gonna have a work mode. So the work mode is the play mode, but the play mode is the work mode. So you don't know, but I don't know how to say. I don't know how to work it. We can customize all of this into one work mode. If you want to work, you can customize the work mode. There. So you're gonna have customizable modes as well. So the binge mode, like watching movies, are gonna have the rest mode for the computer rest. For low light in your rest. Your rights in the computer, it's a synchronized, it's all synced with your human rights, really. But the problems with the kind of system is that you're gonna have everything as a component, and the components are like separated, like a keyboard separated from the screen, screen separated from screen separated from the screen separated from all the components, and it's basically all games. It's gonna be all touch screen and click to connect. Yeah, click you're gonna preserve your human, but not but regulate yourself via kind of framework of 7S framework. You're gonna like 7 loop or a gate of 7S interface. So last week I made a video. Let's now have completed. Now you're gonna have some inputs XOR, no, and NAND. So you can have input XOR to AND that way. Like NAND back to the input starts. So you have a control flow diagram of which I believe is a control flow diagram. I haven't done it for so long. You can have XOR. So XOR takes an exclusive or says puts into a NOR gate, and the NOR gate will have put in if it's then take that feedback loop and put it in NAND gate, and then it will come back to the NOR gate. So that's what I'm saying. It's basically a feedback loop system for regulating system behavior. Basically, the MMUKO is really a hardware stability interface that can be in a space of it's like having a drone that can fly, and having a drone that can fly or gliding drone, and having it swim on water, yeah, having it roll on the ground. It's really can maneuver itself in the air and can maneuver itself on land. Or can maneuver itself in the sea and can fly. It has wheels and it can fly. It can transform. Basically, it's a transformation. It's a transformation of can transform. So things can transform. It's a laptop. But it's a laptop. Basically, it transforms based on how to fit a space. And space is the volume of play, work, of breadth, life, and work. Based on how you need the breadth, life, and work system. So you're gonna have an XOR gate. You're gonna have a one. Let me get my calculator. Let me try to do this properly. Let's take the brand number. That's number 10. 10 is 12. 10 XOR 10 XOR is equal to 10 XOR 10 XOR 5. 10 XOR 2. You get 8. Now, or 1000 or 0001 binary. Now again, I have NAND. 10 NAND 8 NAND 2 minus 1 minus 1 minus 1 minus 1 minus 1. That's one of minus 1. Now, but then again, I have minus 1 NAND. Now, basically, because it's minus 1, 2, you can have minus 3. So, the goal of this is to have the feedback regulating system. So you can have like an inside world, but you can have a probe but the probe is basically P such that or colon S basically implies D. And the data and the state are SQL processes. So you can have the state. So the state of the program is the state of the program is basically the feedback loop system and the XOR gates. You're gonna be the state of the or the XOR. So let's say out here or XOR no, and then from a no, you have no to NAND, and NAND back to XOR. But if this is a machine that accepts an input, so input will be something that's regulated. So if it's basically if the temperature is above, if it's like a temperature threshold and the temperature is basically above the system, above if the room temperature is above is basically at 39 degrees Celsius, no 39 degrees Celsius, and you can see this feedback loop and feedback and automatically integrate your house how to turn it down. Basically, they try to cool down the house when the environment is in, and or regulate the state based on the probe. So the states are XO, no, and NAND, and the data is basically what's being processed on, and the state is basically data. So the probe is a question: should I turn up the down? So implementable in kind of a scientific loop. So basically, what I'm saying, you have a temperature of minus 14 degrees Fahrenheit and 14 degrees Fahrenheit. That's from this is cold. Fahrenheit. Basically, your body is voice of Fahrenheit. I'm not trying to find, but I can call. I know I can call it. I was if you're cold, you're almost 1,500. But you got 30 degrees Celsius, which is the warm body, and you can have some. You kind of start to weigh hot and cold in Fahrenheit Celsius. Basically, your body works in Fahrenheit. I'm pretty sure. And that's what I'm saying. It works on Fahrenheit. By working on Fahrenheit, you get something that's a system that can work for the Fahrenheit, but can feedback into itself. This is more what it is. The threshold, kind of working on the threshold. So we have a trident, a tripolar XOR gate, kind of a gating system that allows some kind of gauge to open and close based on cognition, your ability to work with the computer too. Because we can only do something based on our ability, and that's what the cognition interface is, the ability to do something with the computer. So you can have the computers and the keyboard, they can be separate from the mouse, and the mouse separate from the keyboard. Everything is wireless, don't call us. And kind of a frame, but one of them designed to work as like a million more machine, a feedback loop of like a million more machine. I think guys watching the video.